Hello, and welcome to the Osimania 7K World Cup 2025 Grand Finals Mappool Showcase. I am Sir85, and alongside with me in the booth, one of this World Cup's esteemed Mappool selectors, Tails. How are you doing, mate?
Hello everyone. Now we are at the end. This is the penultimate map pool showcase here for the 7K World Cup. We're gonna see all the hardest maps that we have done this year.
Indeed, and let's just say that this Mappool Showcase also marks the culmination of 8-9 grueling months of charting throughout for all of us in the map pooling team. Just a few thousand notes. I think we've reached like around 100,000 notes placed for this entire World Cup, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, we've been mapping for this for quite a while, especially some of these maps. So yeah.
Well, we're not gonna hold you guys any longer. Let's start the proceedings here with, obviously, as per tradition, ever since the very start, we're gonna start with Rice 1, our primary speed pick, Himeringo, Kodoku no Kakorembo, a chart by Yi, and if the dumps from Into the Unknown last week weren't enough, we're gonna have a bit more of them.
Yeah, this one is taking on kind of the same style as we had last week, but it's just harder.
Yeah, just
we
harder.
These streams are so fast, and we're very excited to see how players are gonna do on these.
Yeah. Like, we've seen some crazy stuff already into the unknown. Like, now this one is just gonna be bombarding you a ton of notes. And also just note that this entire song clocks at around 220 BPM, but the streaming here is essentially what, 350, 360.
And now we're gonna get into the main part of the pattern. You're gonna see these fast Grace 7 note things there, almost. They're just so fast, these streams there. And then there's some like implicit mini jacks in there. Very tricky.
Yeah, it's just with how fast the notes are, like, they're practically mini jacks at this point. Like, what's the tightest snap here? Like, isn't it like what, 1/8 or 1/6?
I mean, some of the rolls are definitely on the 112. So.
Oh, okay, 112. That's like essentially 660 BPM. That's crazy.
They're really fast.
Like, they're so fast that you might want to play them as a chord, but given how tight the OD window is, like, yeah, sure, it's OD 7.5. It's not as tight as what you usually see from other more accuracy base picks. But again, the speed chart has never been an accuracy chart. It's really just trying to get as high as you can, despite all of the crazy patterning that you're seeing.
Yeah. Something to notice, there is quite a few breaks in between the sections, so even though it is at almost 3 minutes long, it's not gonna be the worst stamina-wise. You see, getting into the final section now.
Like, lots of emphasis on double stairs here.
Well, they're not completely double stairs, they're like offset double stairs, so they're like really fast streams that are double stairs, so they're more like brackets almost when you play them.
Yeah, like, it's pretty rough on the hands. Like, everything here, you see, it's easier to watch the chart than imagining your fingers moving along these notes. And the ending, yeah, it gets pretty dense, even if you're just playing like one guitar riff at the very end. All right, up next.
Yeah. Next up, we have Dark Avatar Beam Lid Does on remix by Super Psychic Fuji. This is our dense chord stream pick, and we are at 215 BPM. This is so fast here this week. We're going up by 20 BPM in the Dense Code stream. And this is just gonna be really stamina intensive. We're just gonna throw you into it immediately, and it's just gonna be a lot of brackets in here. And just super dense code stream.
Yeah, this is pretty much a vintage Bangsock chart. This, like, lots of bracket usages, like big chords. Like, this is just extremely hard on your hands. Also, just to note, of the 96 custom charts this entire World Cup, I think this is the first one where we actually see a rated chart. So we're at 1.05 times the original song BPM for this one.
Yeah, just a tiny difference. And there you had a little break there, but now we're back into it again.
Okay, just got corrected. 92 custom charts, not 96, but still 100%.
Yeah. We're getting into the spot here. You can see it's just gonna keep going.
Yeah,
You're gonna have these brackets here that are kind of clear, so there's gonna be these like little bracket transitions here once in a while.
I like how this chart is 2 minutes long, but this chart okay, what were those mini jack?
Yeah, there's a little jack there.
Yeah, back to where I was. Like, I like how this pick is just 2 minutes long, but like not even halfway in this chart, this looks like it's just going on and on and on and on.
Yeah, this one really does not have many breaks. It's definitely going to be very difficult to get proper accuracy on and keeping the combos.
Yeah.
But
now, for something, what?
this next one,
Yeah.
we have Ihana by Junk. I forgot to update this in the notes, lol.
Yeah,
But
I was wondering.
2 BPM faster than last round. And something to note is that we are gonna see 7-note codes everywhere.
So we're getting into TLD territory, essentially.
Yeah. This is a pretty old song.
Yeah, it is. Though, as it sounds like, at least for this one, like, we're not yet seeing those. Okay, we're seeing some of the bigger chords now, but still pretty spread out. Like, not much anchors just yet.
Yeah, it really spikes up. Like, it's bringing up progressive, so the ending is definitely going to be where it's gonna be the most intense. But we already see the 7-note chords here now, and they're already here. So yeah, in the first half, you're gonna see mostly like keeping to the length of like 3 jacks at most. But the second half, we're gonna go up to like 7. So very, very long jack focus towards the ending.
So that section before this break, like, you just notice, like, one hand you're practically doing brackets and the other is 4K chord jack chart. Like, if you're a right hand thumb user, that section there you're playing 3K and 4K at the same time. Now this is the other way around.
Here we go into the final chorus where we're really gonna see these long jacks pick up here.
Okay,
Here we go. You can see them here.
Yeah,
These just so fast.
the amount of control you actually need for these chord jacks is pretty immense. Like, the gaps in the gaps in the jacks aren't exactly that intuitive as well. Like, the chart wants to go against the flow, and that's pretty much the trick of this chart. Like, the gaps are pretty outside the flow. Like, you just want to press on that column, but you're not allowed by the chart.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have Bilyamoto's 100 carat smoke point. And this is our technical pick.
Yeah. We're gonna have a little bit of like a dump chat here for a bit for the technical pick this week. Something to note is that the trills that we had early on in the pool. So like we had a random show match where we had random on for one of the technical picks where there was like these one-hand trills, and they're back here, but not as random. They're just here.
Oh yeah. Oh, what are those trills? Like I just saw like
Yep.
a 6-7 1-2 trill. Like, okay, imagine trilling. Like those are 1-6 trills, right?
Yeah, they're definitely here. And not
Okay,
only that,
so-
we have all of these bursts.
Okay, so the trills you're seeing right now are effectively 270 BPM trills. And now you're doing that using your middle finger and ring finger. Imagine, try moving to 270 BPM with those two fingers. And now imagine yourself pressing other keys as well. Like this is that chart.
Yeah, this map is pretty rude to get a good combo on, and especially like just accuracy. These bursts are so tricky.
And now some pretty abrasive mini jacks as well.
But you do get a small little break piano section here. Not to say that it's easy, but it is slightly more calm than the rest before it gets back into it once again.
Yeah, like don't underestimate the difficulty. And now there you go.
Yeah, so the ending here, it has more of a stop and go focus, where you're gonna see more of these mini jacks come in here. It's gonna be pretty tricky for the players to actually get properly time.
At least for this pick, like, I can actually see why it started this way. Oh man, this is abrasive. Like mini jack transition to pretty much a really fast stream, and that ends it. That is
Here we go.
painful. So we just saw what is essentially a 270 BPM tech chart.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
very tricky.
Again, the trills, ring finger, middle finger trills at 273 BPM. Just imagine. Now for
But
our consistency pick.
we have the Casino Denwa COD version by the Taiko World Cup sound team
Yep.
from this last Taiko World Cup. This is gonna be our rice consistency pick. And something to note is that this one overall is pretty technical for a rice consistency pick. So be aware.
Yep.
It's gonna have some pretty abrasive patterns.
But again, similar to what we had from last weekend's, from the previous pools, consistency pick, like this is where you can expect more high accuracy scores relative to the entire pool. Not that the chart itself would show that it's an accuracy pick, quote unquote accuracy pick.
Yeah, quote unquote. As you're gonna see a bunch of different sections here. We're getting into some more jack section here for this little build up. So yeah, definitely gonna be a overall like pretty tricky map for players to get. It is consistency, but it doesn't mean as easy this week. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Especially not with these rolls here. They're so tricky to time properly.
And now there we see him go Albion go. Fun fact about the replayer, like Albion actually does play Taiko. Now that I remembered. So pretty fitting decision here to have them do this replay. Wink wink.
Yep. You can see more of these like technical bursts. It's almost like speed because they're not quite as technically patterned, but like they're still a little bit technical. They have a few twists and turns in them.
And then like everything is just a pretty abrasive really. And again, accuracy pick.
Yeah, I think definitely it's gonna be hard for the players to like properly combo these maps because they're just this one is pretty abrasive. It is the consistency pick, so generally it's a little bit easier than the others, but it's definitely very tricky.
Oh, I can see a lot of people, regular people, do do pretty bad on that reducing chord jack 7 to 1 notes. Well, though I do think that the players here at least should at least be able to get through that section. That's fine.
It does have quite a few like calmer sections where it's not as intense, if that makes sense. So it's not full intensity all the time, but here we go into speed chord stream kind of section.
Yeah, and pretty much transition to what is essentially a double delay stream as well. And now to this pretty technical section.
Yep. And that one might be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, like you have to keep track of the BPM changes here as well. Like it's so hard to maintain accuracy for BPM changing sections, especially in 7K where you'd want to make your movements as thorough as possible. And lots of those patterns are pretty not that flowy when it comes to the hands. And oh, that's scaling stairs.
Yeah, the ending here is definitely tricky.
Speaking of flow, yeah, you want to make your hands flow, but the chart wants you to move the other way every now and then, so you have to be careful. Maintain your control, and now some fast brackets. And these stairs.
And there we go.
And that's our consistency pick. Again, expected to be the highest accuracy pick outside of the Cortex, I think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
I think
Don't quote me on
probably we're gonna see high accuracy on some of the other picks, but yeah, just because of how technical it is. But
Yeah,
let's move on to our Rice 6.
We have Nanahoshi Kangen Gakudan featuring Hatsune Miku, number 39. And I think somebody here might be saying thank you for having Miku in the pools.
Yeah, we have a map here by Cole Parker. This is our fast chord stream. We're at 282 BPM, so we're gonna go up by 30 BPM more from last round. This one is very stamina intensive. There's gonna be very little breaks throughout this. So the 3 minutes and 35 seconds, you have to be prepared for this one. Especially with some of the implicit jacks, and then just like there's some other just jack transitions in general.
Oh, there comes the pretty spread out stream really. Again, what makes this pretty much different from Rice 1 is that Rice 1 is more dumpy now, especially at this level. This one is like this is essentially a very fast chord stream. Like it just looks like what you'd expect from a speed pick for the most part, just because of how fast it is.
Yeah.
And tons more emphasis on single stair movement as well. If you're reading it in if you're reading it in a certain way, like it's mostly single stairs with the occasional double stair, so it could easily confuse some people as an overlap with Rice 1, but again, the movement here mostly chord streamy for the most part.
We see here, we're gonna get back into the main section here with a little chord jack entrance there. These chord jacks in general in here are gonna be just super brutal to play, especially with the fast streams going on around them. Just super stamina intensive.
Now, this is a pretty long pick as well. In a way, this does also double maybe as a consistency pick in a way, just because of the length of the song. So stamina management is going to be a thing here as well, as you mentioned.
Yeah, especially you just don't have any breaks.
Yeah, this card goes hard. I know the players would definitely like some of these harder charts, though I still doubt that they would. I kind of doubt that they would find solace in the fact that the pools are actually hard. You know, some of these players like perform better on stuff like these. But obviously there has to be a limit somewhere, right? That's what we're testing.
Definitely, I don't feel like we're gonna get any double S's this week, hopefully.
Oh, I like we had decided to put hopefully there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. The players have been putting out scores that are absolutely insane. But these maps this week are just absolutely crazy.
Surely. I remember back in 2022 when the pools are being revealed. Like, one of the things said was like the Grand Finals pool was never designed to have an FC possible. Can we definitely say that here?
I feel like there's gonna be an FC on some maps, probably.
But from here, we're gonna see if it actually happens.
Yep.
Now, we need to add some noodles in our diet. Let us start with our Ellen inverse pick. And this is a chart by Kobe. No, there is not an excess of LNs in this chart.
Yeah, this is our inverse pick of the round, excess by hour. And we are gonna see that this week it's not gonna be as coordination heavy as last week either. It's gonna just go more into that density style, where you see these big bursts here, and it's just gonna keep going. So it's not gonna be that many super long notes throughout.
Yeah. Like, at least from the density of the main patterning here, like, you're not really gonna be holding a lot of the columns pretty much. But again, this is essentially what an inverted chord stream chart now.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit more than a chord stream because we have all of these bursts.
I mean, it's a mixed right. It's an inverted mixed rice, I guess. That's the best way to put it.
We do have a little tricky section here, but at this point, this section shouldn't be too bad for players at this level.
This should be what, like, the main quote-unquote accuracy section, and then now, here comes the good stuff. A full-on inverted chord stream now.
Going into a big density section, just full-on inverse chord stream now.
O2 Jam players. Pretty sure discounts are... Okay, what was that shield? What was that shield? Okay, O2 Jam players, please correct me. This has to be within like level 90 territory now?
Definitely
Like high level 90, almost level 100, I think.
And there we go. That was it for LN1. Let's move on to LN2.
We have Yarla Hotep's Dreamland. A chart by any. And honestly, like, of the charts in the Grand Finals pool that I could barely play even on halftime, I think this is my favorite of them all. Just because of how beautifully charted the streams are.
Yeah, this is our long node density pick, and we're increasing by 10 BPM once again. Yeah, you can. This one is just all-out density. So unlike the inverse map, you saw it was pretty dense, but like everything was inverse. Not everything is gonna be inverse, but it's so dense.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's so dense that it basically overlaps with inverse territory. But again, lots of the focus here is really just on being able to play a ton of LNs at the same time. The other one is, again, finger control. This one is just outright physicality.
Yeah. We're gonna see here, we're gonna get into this section here. There are some pretty tricky one-hand patterns in here, and just like general like stare patterns.
Yeah. Like, look, some beautiful 32-bit patterning here. Now this inverted bracket section. Ooh. Can definitely see some misses coming from there if you're not paying enough attention.
And you get a little break here before we have to get more into it. And here we go. And this is just so dense.
Yeah, like I cannot even tell if those are shields or reverse shields at this point, just because of how dense the chart is. Now here we go. Some of these 1/16 notes, and that is a beautiful transition right there.
Yep.
Now more of these patterns, you just have to be careful. Like you still have an amount of control to maintain your hold on this chart, because at this point you're not allowed to let go of your keyboard at all.
You gotta see here the ending full burst.
And finally some relief. Not that this is still relief inducing, because those overlapping LNs can definitely cause a few more breaks. Could definitely see a good swing if anyone's not paying attention there.
Yep. And moving on to our next map, long note consistency pick. We're gonna have I My Attitude featuring Nakamura Sanso by Rejection. A map by Long P. And this map is gonna be pretty similar to last week's long consistency pick. It's gonna have these back and forth patterns, so you already see them. But it's gonna have a little bit more variety. From what I've seen, so you're gonna be expected to play a bunch of different patterns in this one.
Well, the Fountain Tree from from the previous pool wasn't O2 jam enough. Now this is your definitive O2 jam pick. Just because of the pattern variety and not to mention the song choice. Now this is like what you'd expect from an O2 jam chart. Like, just put a really hard Ellen chart in what is essentially like a quote-unquote anime song, but this is not anime song obviously. But the spirit is right there.
Let's see, we're back into these back and forth sweeps. We do get like some little breaks between that are kind of like very, very slow chord jacks, but you can't really let up. Especially with these patterns here, very tricky.
I like how this is a break section, but now there you go, LN break section now.
Yeah. Definitely there's no section where you can really just be like, okay, I'm gonna regain all my chords, because you're always gonna have to think about these long notes that you're gonna be holding down. This is more of like a long note density section here we have.
Also, like it's not that noticeable unless you keep actually pay attention. But yes, the stairs there are vocal dumps.
Yeah, and this section here, super tight releases here.
Yeah, and they're like, I can just imagine a ton of breaks here. Now here's some pretty crazy releases, like uneven holds, uneven releases, like pretty tricky. And now that's abrasive. The pattern may look beautiful, but no, that's actually one of the most abrasive patterns possible in 7K.
Yeah, I like to call them like the X patterns, because they're just like making these small crosses all the way up. They look very cool, but they also look very dangerous.
Like that's the thing with 7K. The coolest patterns often are the most abrasive patterns. Like Ellen art in general is just pretty abrasive, just because like the charters would usually try to make it fit. And yes, that's a heart Ellen, and it's a pretty abrasive heart Ellen as well. You might be losing hearts on those heart Ellens if you're not careful.
Yeah, this is definitely I want to say this is the most O2 Jam style map we have in this bowl.
Yeah, this is the definitive O2 Jam pick. I can even see some 32-bit patterning.
And here, you finally have a break, an actual break, before the ending. Only had to get 3 minutes into the map.
Yeah, only had to suffer 3 minutes 38 seconds of onslaught. And now we're back into the deep end.
And these patterns are just super intense. We're gonna have these big sweeps where you're gonna have to hold down, and the X
Uh,
pattern comes back.
like, again, they're really cool. They look really cool, but they're the most abrasive patterns possible. Like, I guess one way to put it is like, imagine Rice 1, but it's inverted. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, it's that
Yeah.
abrasive.
Definitely up there. Although they're cheesable at this OD.
Yeah. But like, considering the amount of accuracy these players have been showing throughout the entire thing, I don't think you could even afford chasing it at all. Like ratio game is gonna be a thing still, considering what we saw in finals.
Yeah, for sure.
Now
And
we're gonna yeah.
yeah, next up we're gonna have a long note coordination map. We'll take it away.
We have Loki, and this is a classic. An absolute
Yeah.
classic. Charted as LN coordination. Like
This one,
I expected this to be charted as Scorejack, not
it's
this.
very similar to a Kojak map, but it's gonna have a lot of these like tricky shields instead of being Kojaks.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
completely.
Now
There are
it's
so many of these shields.
and tons of overlapping LNs as well. This is the other kind of LN patterning that's pretty prevalent in 7K as well. And now this is an extremely control-heavy section. You have to pay attention to the rice nodes as well, aside from just having to deal with the short holds that you're seeing here.
Yeah, we almost have these. We have these like long jacks going on here, while you have to handle these shields and the releases and just long notes in general, holding down. There is a small little break here in the middle, at least. It's quote
Yeah,
unquote.
Ellen break section, more like I guess if we're in an early round, this would be charted as like simple LNs, so we could call it the break section. But no, this time around, like finals level, grand finals level, we call these LN break sections because while yeah, sure, our lead player is currently full comboing this one, and the pressure of a match, I'm not gonna be surprised if there's gonna be some actual misses here.
Yeah, and we're gonna have this build up once again before we get into the main chorus. This is a little bit of a longer build up, so definitely get your nerves ready before you get
Yeah.
into the section.
It's a pretty abrasive build-up section as well. And now one of these double overlapping LN stairs.
Yeah, with shields on them, so watch out
Yeah.
for that one.
And now here's the synth noises that go up or go down. Like they're charted as stairs here. You have to be careful. Have a decent amount of control because your other hand's gonna be doing some crazier stuff as well.
Yeah, and here we have some more long jack section here for the ending.
These are pretty tight releases as well, relatively speaking. And what's a trail?
Yeah, this one definitely gonna be pretty tricky. Some Bryce team might prefer this just as like a Kojak map almost, if they
Yeah.
can manage to get their mindset to this.
Yeah, speaking of core jacks, there's an inverted core jack. Okay, so we actually have an FC in this Mappool Showcase, so I guess there is a possible FC in the Grand Finals weekend.
Yeah, FC possible, but that was it for long no pool for now, at least. Let us get into the hybrids. We're starting
We
off
have,
with a generic hybrid.
well, speaking of wishing for FCs, I do hope they are coming true. Pun intended. This is a chart by Muses. This is our generic hybrid pick. as what has been for all of our hybrid ones throughout this entire tournament. So a bit more straightforward patterning, but this intro is not straightforward at all. You see an onslaught of shields.
Yeah, at this level, the generic hybrids are also getting very tricky.
Yeah. Also, shoutouts to our streamer who's playing this one.
Yeah. So this map is gonna have like three main kind of sections. We have this section here where we have like a hybrid style where you the rise notes and the long notes, and then you have some just super intense long note sections, and then later we'll also see some just rise sections. So it's a little split up, but it does have these like three major styles that you're gonna have to play through.
And now this is yeah. Like, I can definitely see like why the patterns are pretty straightforward, but like the density of the chart, like this still looks extremely abrasive.
Yeah, this is the generic hybrid is more something like you said. You'd find this maybe in rank. This is definitely something you'd find some of the style maps.
And
Do
we're not
have a whole
even
break.
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the final quarter is just gonna be crazy. A core jack build up.
Yeah, super fast for jacks here. Not too tricky pattern wise, at least.
Ooh, okay. LN, yep, there you go. LN break section. Oh, that's a really fast forward stream.
Yep, and transitioning into some long notes and with just like these mixed rice notes in here.
Like some of the big cores are shorter than LN, so you might want to pay attention to the release timings there. Like those short holds are gonna be a problem if you want to maintain accuracy throughout the entire section. So just something to take note of. And now for our technical hybrid pick, we have
We have Signal by Ludazen. This is a collab between Kobe and Blocko. This map is so tricky. It's not as high star rating as the
yep.
other hybrid on long note maps, but oh my god, these patterns are so insane.
Oh yes, indeed. Also, another. I remember. Speaking of the replayer here, I remember them mentioning they do play BMS every now and then. So how fitting that they make their appearance in the showcase. Now here comes some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I'm
gonna
not,
see just jacks and these very tight releases and just notes there, these long notes. So
They're-
tricky.
they're effectively playing the scores and now some very fast shields. Ooh. Like crazy, I think is an understatement here at this point.
Yeah, for sure. There's no breaks though. The break sections are very crazy as well.
Yeah.
And this pattern, oh
Oh. You're effectively playing those as chords, I think, considering how fast everything is already. But like, you have to be super careful. There are more of these.
yeah, that's definitely one of the harder patterns to hit on this map, for sure.
Oh, indeed.
I do want to note that this map is honestly, it's not too long. It's 2 minutes and 11 seconds, but it does have like a calm outro, so you know, it's not actually that long because here we go. Just a calm
No.
outro.
We call this an Avril tribute. If you know, you know.
Yeah, definitely not easy, but there's not gonna be much score to gain here, so gotta be aware.
Yeah.
Really be focused in for the first 3 quarters.
Right.
And
Now for the spiciest picks in the pool. I know a lot of people are pretty excited for these.
Yeah, we have Trap by DJ Riser, and this is an assy map here for
Oh boy.
EX Nick Rice. This
How
one,
fitting.
this one is so hard. It's just gonna have the craziest patterns in it.
Oh,
Right,
there
you
these
see.
some of them, like these trills. Like how fitting it has to be. It is that EX1 for Grand Finals. It's an ASCII chart. ASCII charts are notoriously difficult even at lower levels, and now we're just seeing a culmination of the charting right here. Extremely technical, extremely fast, and what is that craziness?
Yeah, these bursts are just so tricky, and now we're getting into the faster code stream kind of section. And just in general, this map is just so fast.
Oh boy, I can just imagine everyone's reaction when they saw ASCII as a charter for this. Oh boy.
Yeah. You do get a tiny break there in the middle to actually regain yourself before it really starts picking up again.
Yeah, that stare, reverting stare. Again, the amount of control you need there.
And this section, it's just so fast. They're like chord streams, but like you have 1/6 notes in there between.
Yeah. Like what? You're looking at some like those 1/6 streams are like what? Around 300 something BPM streaming, like in between what is essentially a bracket chart.
Yeah. And
Oh,
crazy ending burst there.
talk about abrasive endings right there.
Yeah.
Like you can't help but just like just go. Yeah, loss of words, the difficulty right there. And we're not yet done with the EX picks. Now let's go for our noodle EX pick.
Yep. This is gonna be Distorted Fate by Sakusho, a map by Ruka. This one, oh, this one is so rude.
Oh no.
You're gonna- it's gonna continue on that last long note EX long note pick, but it's just gonna be way harder. You can already see these tricky releases and just snaps in general.
And like this is just the build up, by the way. This is just the
Yeah.
build up. Like
You gotta have
essentially
to
a
watch
coordinate-
out for all these shields.
Like this is essentially a coordination section, and then you're doing tons of dumps as well with your hands as the song continues to build up, and now more brackety style movement,
Yep.
and it gets faster
And-
here.
It's just gonna keep building up into a break.
And
Real break.
Yeah, this is the only break section you're actually going to get in this chart, I think. Now, let's see what Ruka has for your hands.
It's just gonna keep up with these tricky shields everywhere. They don't look like too dangerous, but they are so dangerous and so tricky to play. Here we go. Just a long section there.
And here we go. Ellen dumps. This is what, 64-bit patterning now, if I'm not mistaken. O2 jammers, please correct me.
Yeah, these are just gonna be so fast back and forth patterns. Almost the sweet flow go back and forth. Very tricky. But we're not over yet. There's still another section of the map left.
I like how like the music calms down, but the chart like it goes with the mood. Like that's the thing. Like the okay, now a true break section.
Yeah. It does have
Yeah,
breaks, at least for being a bit longer at 3:30.
but like and now a full Ellen wall as a break.
Yep. And here we
And here we
go.
go.
This is so dense. And so these releases are so rude. The coordination required here.
And well, I don't think anyone. I don't think we're gonna be expecting FCs here for the most part.
Yeah, definitely not. We don't really expect any FCs on the EX picks for the most part, at least.
And that is Distorted Fate, chart by Ruka. And this is our LN EX pick.
Yep.
Now, for the last of the 92 regular picks, chart number 91.
We are gonna
It's a
have Absolute Evil, a map by Cole Parker, and a song by Genesis. And yes, this is that Genesis.
yup.
This map is actually on the shorter side for like mini tiebreakers, only 2 minutes. But this one is just so rude.
Oh man, talk about rude. Like, talk about rude. Absolute evil. Even.
Yeah, Absolute Evil. You're gonna see like these sections are gonna be mostly split up, so you're not gonna have like too much issue with like mixing everything together here. But
Yep.
it's gonna transition between like Rice and Ellen quite often, so you're often gonna see like a section being played in Rice and then afterwards in Long Note. Like
Now,
yeah.
some particularly dense section as well. Also, just a note, this is our mini tiebreaker pick, but look at the length. It's 2 minutes. So, any misses here are gonna be so fatal strategy-wise here for the players. Like, you gotta be super consistent in what is essentially one of the hardest picks in this entire World Cup.
Yeah, this one is just... There is just, like, not gonna be much of a break here.
Yeah, like, again, it's 2 minutes of just outright pain. Now, the speed section. Okay.
And now into
Like,
the
you're-
Ellen speed section.
If you're a player here and you forget to breathe, I'm not even sure if you're gonna be able to inhale. Okay, what was that? 220 BPM bracket. Is this Overjoy?
It goes by so fast. That was the entire map.
And well, all of these 91 charts have went through fast. The past 5 weekends have gone through fast. We've seen the World Cup expand to 32 teams, so 24 from last year. We've seen some underdogs perform out of their minds. We've seen some teams achieve a lot this World Cup. Tons of teams managed to get their best finishes this World Cup, especially shoutouts to Estonia, Germany, Indonesia, who reached the finals weekend for the first time since 2017. We've seen some heartbreaks as well, especially earlier today. Now we're left with 3 teams, which will have to suffer this pool, and what remains our 90-second chart. Tails, I would like to give you the honor to introduce the next one.
Let's get right into it. Here we go. The tiebreaker. That was the Grand Finals tiebreaker. Lost Requiem by Ludicin, our newest featured artist. The post will come up after this, and this song will be releasing on their YouTube in just a moment after the stream, hopefully.
Yeah,
uh, we got some special thanks to go through here. First of all, thank you for the illustration by KM, and thank you for the graphic design by Seth. We got a storyboard by Rice SS and Binare, as well as a video by Crew K, The Funk, and Sakura006. And, of course, thank you to Sakura006 for design coordination. And all the mappers involved. We got Kobe, Blanco, Critical Star, X Neko, Ruka, U1D, Underjoy, and as a special thing, we also had Ludicin Mapapad himself.
yeah. If you weren't paying attention to the Morse code earlier, if you were able to decode that fast, yes, those sections were Ludicin's sections. Well, well, I think the tiebreaker spoke for itself. The chart itself. First things first, 9 minutes and a few seconds of absolute pain.
Definitely one of the hardest tiebreakers we had.
Yeah, like if the previous ones weren't hard enough, like this one, I mean, you already saw how much of a struggle that ending section. Like, we're not even going to the ending section. Like what? Around 5-6 minutes in, you're being bombarded with a ton of notes. 7 minutes in, if your stamina isn't dead by then, you don't know anymore, and there's suddenly like the final 30 seconds with chart. Absolute pain. If you're not tired yet, well, that section is definitely going to make you tired.
Yep. That was Alpha map pull this week. Our final map pull. But, of course, we gotta thank everybody involved as well. We got the organizers helping us reach out to the artists and run the tournament. The map pull selectors making sure the maps are all great. As well as all the mappers and playtesters this week, or just in general, that have helped just make sure the maps are in quality, and we've got some exclusive custom maps every week.
Oh yeah, like it's been an honor to be able to work with the entire team. Like again, as I mentioned earlier, like this entire process started like what, some 10 months ago, and I think all of us just went through a lot, especially you guys. Like the amount of effort that you guys put in was so amazing. Like, like again, like I don't think this tournament would ever be this successful without the efforts of the entire map pooling team. So again, shoutouts to everyone there, to all of the charters, all the map pool selectors, all of the playtesters. It's been an honor to be part of your team.
Yeah, super exciting. I can't wait to see how this being played next week. I'm so excited to see all of these maps.
I hope this actually gets played in a match next week. Like not the showcase kind of play, the actual go the distance tiebreaker thing. Like if like the 13, I mean the 12 charts, 12 straight charts of absolute pain aren't enough, like go the distance, go play a 9-minute pain test. if it, and hopefully that's enough for our hopefully that's enough for you to enjoy an entire match. Well, anyway, so before we close this one out, some obligatory things first before everything. Next weekend is the Grand Finals weekend. Indeed, we have a confirmed top 3, the Philippines, China, and the defending champion South Korea. Standings are pending, so the losers bracket final will be between China and the Philippines. Meanwhile, South Korea will have a twice to beat advantage in like once the matchup comes to their end. Like, the winner of that, China Philippines, will be the ones facing South Korea. And also, and I think this is for the very last time this World Cup, I'm not sure. if I'll be able to say these lines again. The Osimania 7K World Cup 2025 team support banners are still up on the OSI store. If you want to support your team or your favorite player's team, you may do so by buying a banner. These banners feature the countries in who qualified for this World Cup, all 32 teams. So you can still buy banners of the teams that have been eliminated to show your support. You might buy multiples of them, multiples of the same country, multiple countries banners, doesn't really matter. You could buy all of them. And if you happen to purchase the banner of the winning team this World Cup, that banner will stay until the very next edition of the Osimania 7K World Cup. So, Tails, do you have anything else to say before we say goodbye?
Getting closer to the end of the tournament, I just want to give a last reminder to post your feedback as a player or even outside. We want to hear your feedback. How's everything been this year? Would improve, of course. So, yeah, let us know.
Oh yeah, the feedback is going to be extremely important going into next year's World Cup and for future World Cups as well. So I guess that's pretty much it. We have 2 or 3 more matches left in this World Cup, matches number 62 and 63. If the past 61 matches already gave you a show, what more in the coming weekend where we're gonna see the best of the best, the extraterrestrials showdown of the ages. And now, that has been it for the Grand Finals Mappool Showcase. This has been Surf285 and Tails DK. And until next week for the Osimania 7K World Cup 2025 Grand Finals.